What's going on, beautiful and amazing people? Welcome back to Life is Huncho YouTube channel. It's your host, Hugh Huncho himself. Appreciate y'all for tapping in with me, man. I'm actually on my way to the gym right now, but I definitely wanted to kind of just record this video and give y'all some sauce. I had an amazing conversation, which funny was he was a complete stranger before we met, right? He was a complete stranger, and then we got connected, and we had this amazing conversation. Don't know if he was ever gonna see this, but if Anais, if you ever see this, I appreciate the conversation, man. Good sauce, bro. Good sauce. Change life changing information. Life changing information. I live by this quote that aspire to inspire before you expire. And what that means is that I believe the greatest human act is to inspire one another, meaning helping somebody else become a better version of themselves, or elevating somebody, giving them some kind of wisdom or guidance to become a better human being. That's what I think. That's what we're truly here on earth to do. I believe that's what our Lord and Saviors, you feel me, right? Whatever prophet you believe in, whether it's Jesus, Muhammad, whatever the case may be, right? Even Gandhi, right? All these people, even Buddha, all these people that we know throughout history that's changed the direction of mankind. If you really think about it, what did they do? They came on earth, and what did they do? Their whole main purpose and job was to help the next person, right? Was to inspire people around them. So that's what I want to do here. And by the title, as you can see, life is not fair, right? Life is not fair. Life doesn't owe you nothing. And when we really think about it, life isn't fair to animals. Life isn't fair to men, women, or even children, right? An animal could be walking around in the wilderness, minding their business, right? Just had a good day with their kids, and then boom, they get shot, and then they're used for food, right? How is that fair? It's really not when you really think about it, right? A woman could be a good woman, you know what I'm saying? She could be a good woman, and she could do nothing but, cater to her man, right? Take care of him, right? Support him emotionally and physically. And her friend can go behind her back and cheat with her man. That happens. Is that fair? It's not. A guy could be a good guy. He could be a provider. He could be somebody who's, help elevating his woman, protecting his woman, right? Guiding her, right? Being that rock for her. And he could still be abused and mistreated and still get cheated on too. Or be seen as a bag of money, or be seen as a rag doll, right? Something to use, abuse, and then to get thrown away or reused, I guess. And when I think about it, right, with life not being fair, in reality, it's okay. It's all right that life isn't fair, because if you think about it, if life was fair and we lived in this more of a socialistic or communistic a society where everybody was born and given the same things, right? Same money, same access to everything, same everything, right? Same mental IQ, same height, same everything. Life would kind of be pretty plain. Life would kind of be pretty boring, right? When you really think about it, there would be no real room for elevation or growth on either side, because it's like, okay, yeah, life has to be fair for everybody. In reality, with 7 billion people on the earth, like it's very unlikely or hard for that to happen, right? Right now, I'm in this corporate setting, and my first real corporate job, and I'm doing everything I need to do, right, to get to where I want to be at. I'm showing up on time. My numbers are good. Stats are good, right? Coworkers like me, supervisors like me, all the good things and stuff that they tell you to do to elevate and to get to where you want to be at and to move up in the company, right? I'm applying to certain programs that they have, right, per their policy, but because they had an eternal system, right? Because they had an eternal problem with their system on their end, now it's affecting me, where I have to put things off, or I have to wait to take a certain class, or I have to wait to take a promotion. I did everything I needed to do. I applied when I needed to apply. I emailed whoever I needed to, but because they had an internal system, whether lack of accountability or ownership, whatever the case may be, who knows? But is it fair? It's really not. It's not fair. But at the end of the day, right, when I realized is that the only thing I can control is myself, right? I can only control what I can control. I can control my mind. I control my heart. I control my actions, right? And what I do, how I handle the situation. That's the only thing literally that we can do as human beings, right? So if you're listening to this and you feel as though like life has been giving you the short end of the stick, it probably has. It probably really has, right? But then ask yourself and start thinking like, dang, so if I'm going through this rough patch right now, at the end of the day, pressure bust pipes, but pressure also makes diamonds. So start asking yourself, what is this situation right here trying to teach me? What is the lesson here? Because a lot of times we go through things and they're not really lessons, they're blessings in disguise, but we're just so caught up in the emotions, we're just so caught up in the heat of the moment itself that we're not able to kind of maybe see what's the silver lining in the situation, or see what's the 4 or 5 steps down the line and how this could actually benefit us, right? So life isn't fair. Life isn't fair. But we're going to continue this conversation. I'm going to take you out to the gym with me, right? Get these gains in, get these big reps in. And yeah, we're going to continue this conversation. Let's get it, man. Man, I'm tired. Did a combo of chest and legs today. Damn near almost full body. For anybody who works out, you know when you do chest and legs same day, you feel it. You really feel it. You get that sweat, you get that pump in. And that sweat and that pump. You start. It's funny because this video is about how life isn't fair. If you really think about it, you was born in a first world country that gave you the ability to watch this video right now. There's other people who don't even got lights right now. You think that's fair? No, not really. A woman could be born beautiful, and her sister could be maybe not as beautiful. Same mom, same dad, probably born maybe a few minutes apart or a year apart. And just because of how they carry themselves, one or the other life is gonna be good or not, regardless of the looks. But looks definitely is an advantage. Is that fair? Not really. Think about it, you got arms, feet, legs, everything. Somebody else, they might not even have eyes. They might not even have arms. They might not even have legs. And if you don't have any arms or legs, you got your mind. Somebody else don't. Is that fair? No, not really. You might be born in poverty, born in the hood. Somebody else could be born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Is that fair? Not really. And see, at the end of the day, what you do with the circumstances that you're in, that's going to determine if the circumstances make you or break you. That's really what it comes down to. Ain't no point in complaining. All you got to kind of do is see is like, well, when you make it to the top, when you're successful, when you're winning, and somebody else is maybe maybe isn't where they want to be at yet, but they've been doing everything they can to be successful, but they keep running into roadblock after roadblock after roadblock after roadblock after roadblock. But they doing what they need to do to get there. But you got there first. When you was doing the same exact thing. Is that fair? In reality, it's not. But are you gonna complain? Nah, you're just gonna say, well, life ain't fair. So that's okay. It's okay that life isn't fair. All you gotta do is just make the best out of all your situations and your circumstances. You gotta learn from your lessons and try not to repeat them. But it's always easier said than done. Always easier said than done. But people are gonna feel how they feel, you know? That don't make them wrong for feeling how they feel. It don't make you wrong for feeling how you feel. You just gotta understand that life isn't fair. Not everybody can have things their way. This camera's probably tilted. You can't have everything your way. We wish that we could have every single thing our way. Best thing for you to do is just try and apply yourself. Just be consistent, be disciplined, keep showing up, be grateful. Look at the bright side of every situation, right? The glass isn't half empty, it's half full. And if something happens, you probably don't understand why it happened. 9 times out of 10, if you look maybe a year from now, probably happened to you for a good reason. You don't know about something until you actually really have to go through it. And that's why life puts you in situations and circumstances that seem not fair. They seem like it seems like it's almost to handicap you. But in reality, that situation might be there just trying to teach you a lesson. Man, let's man out of here. Let's wrap this workout in and finish this video at home. And we are back in the studio, in the booth, in the office, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, just to go ahead and quickly wrap up this video, talking about how life isn't fair. Gotta really just put it in perspective, man. I gotta really put it in perspective. I think the moment you make that acceptance that sometimes things won't go your way, or sometimes things that are out of your control don't seem fair, the more peace of mind that you start having, right? The sooner you start having that peace of mind. The sooner you start realizing, okay, well, this isn't my fault. This is a little inconvenient. This is probably something that's going to make things a little bit harder, but at the end of the day, it's just going to be a better and more enjoyable story to tell. Imagine if you was born and throughout your entire life, you had a smooth sailing to success, a smooth sailing to happiness. No trials, no tribulations, no unfair circumstances, nothing for you no hurdles for you to jump, no obstacles for you to overcome. It's not really going to be a good book. Right? It's not really going to be a good book. It might be a book of fantasy, but we don't live in fantasy. We live in the real world. We live in reality, right? We live in reality, and reality isn't pleasant. Reality isn't pleasant for kids. Reality isn't pleasant for men or women. Reality isn't pleasant for animals, right? But the beautiful thing about it, though, is that once we start realizing that for every yin, there's a yang. For every bad, there's a good. For every evil, there's love, right? Once you start realizing that, you start seeing that unfair situation, I'm like, yeah, at the end of the day, I could have been in a worse situation. I might not even have this opportunity to be put in this situation if, what happened to me last year or 5 years ago never happened. It doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter what you're going through right now in the present moment. What it matters is, what is this trying to teach you? All right, what matters is, what can you do from this situation? Take it in, right? Use it, add it on to you, and then use it for the future, right? Next time you get into another situation that could be, let's say, similar or goddamn even worse, now you kind of know how to navigate it. Now you kind of know exactly what to do to put yourself in a position, in a situation where it doesn't happen again. I think that's the biggest thing too. I think the reason why we go through trials and tribulations and obstacles that we don't like is to make us tougher, is to make us stronger. It's to teach us something that, man, if you didn't have that situation, you might have not known that. And you probably could have been in the other situation that would have been 10 times worse. But God, before he puts you in the fire pit, he's going to put you through the ringer first. Before you could get to level 10, you got to go to level 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Right? Life is literally like a video game. Right? How many times you see in the video game, right? You start off with full armor. Barely ever. Well, when do you ever find a golden treasure chest on the first level? Barely ever. But you got to fight the boss. You got to fight the level 100 boss while you probably a level 70. Is that fair? It's probably not. But guess what? You still beat that boss. You still got there. And when you got there, I bet you was appreciative of all the things that you had to go through all through level 1 to 7. See what I'm saying? Or from level 1 to level 70. Right? So life isn't fair, but that's okay. That's okay. It is. And when there's rain, there's going to be sunshine. Sometimes you need some rain before you can get a rainbow, right? And that's just how life is. Once you make that acceptance, it becomes easier to navigate this thing, what we call reality. Right? Whatever, and whatever reason we're here on earth for, by the time you get done and on your journey and you at the end of your path, you could look back and you could be like, damn, now I see exactly why I went through what I went through. I needed that. And I'm grateful for it. I'm appreciative of it. So with that being said, right, just remember, you are in control of what you can control. And if it's something's not in your control, don't, just know it's a part of the game. Right? Just know it's a part of the game. Don't let it affect you too much. Know that life isn't fair. And then when you're winning, somebody else is losing. Right? When you're at the top, somebody else is at the bottom. And that's just how life is. And then just like how you were at the top, you can go back to being the bottom. So always be grateful and appreciative for where you are now and where you're going to go. With that being said, until the next video, my name's Hugh Huncho, and I'm out.